in the court, he was in prison. He had a camera link, whatever, but he wasn't able to speak. Wasn't able to speak. But because they were telling lies about him in the court, he managed to write some notes down and hold it up so they could see what he was saying. And so the judge said, Mr. Robinson wants to say something or whatever. He better speak to his counsel or whatever, his team. So the judge said we'll adjourn and come back when he's out. So no sooner did his legal team try to speak to him, his phone was cut. The prison cut his phone. So they couldn't speak to him, even though the judge had said he could do it. So when the judge has come back, it was told, they wouldn't allow him to speak. Well, the judge was angry about that because of what you just said. So he made further ruling that, we'll have to adjourn again and come back. So anyway, eventually that part was resolved. And then the judge said, well, I'm going to have to sleep on it. We'll tell you tomorrow what's going to happen. And of course, tomorrow he's come back and said, oh no, we can't agree with what you want. So,
is he in for?
I'm a fan of Tommy. I went on the process to get him out.
Oh great, absolutely. What was I going to say?
What exactly is he in for?
You said what was he in for? Contempt of court, which is not a criminal offence, it's a civil offence. And people do that probably at least hundreds of times every week. For example, women are ordered by the courts to say, you've got to let the partner come and see the children, and they ignore it, which is contempt of court. But do they get sent to prison? No. Do they even get fined? No. Nobody ever says. They just leave it. But with him, not only does he get fined, he gets sent to prison for a long time, and he's being held in solitary confinement for months on end. And even under international law, that's torture. Honestly.
It sounds like even Nelson Mandela, isn't it? Nelson Mandela?
Well, I don't think he was. Was he in? Solitary confinement? He probably was. Was he?
I think some, but I know he wasn't free when he was in prison. That's the one thing I remember. Because they had him as a terrorist, so that was the thing. So he could be.
Well, funny enough, Elon Musk's father, Errol Musk. Have you seen him?
No.
I've seen him on video. Talking, and he's made a comparison to Tommy Robinson, and he said I think he could end up being a prime minister there in England. He said because he could be like a similar case to Mandela. Because Mandela was kept in prison and eventually came out and he became
that's true. But what I don't get though, so he did contempt of court, and was this related to that film he was?
Yes, right. Because what they said was you mustn't release that film. If you do, we'll send you to prison. So in other words, you just keep your mouth shut and no problem. If you do that, we'll send you to prison. And he wouldn't keep his mouth shut. He said, yes, I am putting it out. And of course you may know, as it stands right now, it's been viewed by more than 360 million people. So they didn't want the news to get out. Well, now at least 360 million people have seen it.
So when it came to who gave the sentence for the number of years for contempt of court, who did that?
Judge in here in London, there was a court here in London. I don't know the name of the judge. But...
And so did the judge come up with some legal precedent why he gave him that jail term?
No, I suppose. Well, it was. it was under the instruction of the Attorney General, which is an employee of the government.
Right, yeah.
So he's been referred to now, very realistically, I believe, as being a political prisoner. You know, a political prisoner, which he is.
So the same thing like what will happen in Russia, essentially. If you speak out.
I think we're more tyrannical here than other places. Even, you know, well, I'm sure that's the case. I mean, I think someone said the other day that, you know, all these people being arrested by putting things on YouTube and things like that.
Yeah, over here. Yeah, because it doesn't happen anywhere else, does it?
Well, they said in places, like in Russia, in a year, there might be like about 300 or 400 people get caught for something like that.
Yeah.
But here, there's about 3,000 odd. You know, so we're always criticising the likes of Russia, but this is far worse than Russia. You know what I mean? And also, of course, Russia's a much bigger country.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And we've got a little country, and it's terrible. It's not good here. You know, the way things have gone.